All right, so we are back here. 2011 NCPA Championships. I'm Matty Marshall, and I have the Ironman's Mike Paxton up here. Mike, how are you doing, bud?
Very good, very good. Little drive getting up here, but it was awesome.
That's okay. How far do you have to drive to get up here?
2 hours, nothing.
Oh, it's a piece of cake for us paintball players, man.
No big deal.
Yeah. So what do you think? I mean, you've seen some college paintball. You've had some experience with this.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about how you think about this.
Well, I mean, just right out the gate, I mean, from last year to this year, I mean, I've seen huge improvements. I mean, dude, they're all around playing. I mean, they're out, they're coming here to win, so it's nice. I love it. It looks good. Yeah,
I mean, these guys, I've been doing this particular event for a number of years now, and just the level of play keeps ratcheting up.
Yeah.
These guys, they really take it seriously, and now also there's been some support coming in from their teams, from their schools as well, which has been great to see. It's definitely great to see when these guys don't necessarily have to come out of pocket for every single little expense. And we know paintball can be very expensive. It's not a cheap sport to play.
Yeah, you definitely need help. I mean, there's no way to, really be a competitive team unless you have some help from the school. So, I mean, I definitely can see it. I mean, yeah, shoot, I don't think I could play. I know I couldn't play pro paintball if we didn't get help from Dye.
Exactly, yeah. And again, hats off to Dye and Empire for helping us out here and making this all possible. And, talk to me a little bit about the Ironman this year, man. How are you feeling?
We going into Texas, we were kind of just really kind of going to feel it out, see what happens. The kids played great, so I'm really excited to see what the rest of the year holds for us. So
yeah, and in case you guys are unfamiliar, Mike plays for legendary team. I played for them for 6 years as well, and it's the Los Angeles Ironman.
Yeah.
And one of the, you could almost say that they are the most legendary team.
Yeah,
there's a lot of Dynasty, obviously. Old school Americans, Aftershock. I mean, there's a lot of teams that really could vie for that. But the Ironmen have just been one of those teams that have been around for so many years, won so many titles, had so many stars play on that team. You're one of those guys. And we're going to get a little bit more into depth. I want to also talk to you because, a lot of people out there are like, hey, I'm watching all these, little guys run around, play the snake. And, Mike's a big guy, but he's one of the best paintball players in the world, So anyone can play this sport and play it well. Not everyone's going to have your paintball like you. As we watch the start of the game, we'll get to that in a second. All right, so you are watching the West Point Black Knights take on the Florida Atlantic Owls. And there's the Owls. Now, Florida Atlantic, yesterday they have Travis Madrid on their team, who was just stunning in the snake side. Came out of the rage camp. He's been tearing it up on the snake side of the field. Let's see if he can continue to do that. And I'll tell you what, man, the West Point Black Knights, this is a team that is consistently every year getting better. And they played yesterday and really impressed me. So I'm excited to see what they're going to bring here.
Well, I like the move on the getting out here, trying to get in the snake right away. Definitely attacking. So I mean, there's definitely going to be some action. I like that.
Yeah. All right. So here we go. The cross-field spread looks like 3 bodies left alive for the Black Knights right now. They're rolling the guns towards the Dorito side of the field. But they lost another one, and they're able to get in. That allows Florida, though, to get in, Florida Atlantic, to get into Snake 2. Now, he's going to have real good cross-field shots on that back Dorito. And he's going to roll. There's nothing stopping him, though, Mike. He definitely could come down here.
Definitely come down
now,
and get a handle.
The tower.
Just lost the Dorito, too.
Yeah, and they lost the Dorito. Not looking good for the Black Knights right here. Looks like 1 body left alive as Florida Atlantic.
There we go.
Awesome job down the snake here.
Was that 4 or 5 alive?
Yeah, it looks like 4 alive, and so they're going to score the first point. Score's going to be 1. So, how amazing was that last game?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Talk about starting off the day right.
Yeah, it's good. I definitely like the aggressiveness though, coming trying to get in the snake on the break, but they're definitely just playing solid over there. They got 4 alive, almost 5 with the guy running down. So I mean, they're definitely playing solid. Going to just I think they're going to try to grind a lot of points out.
And, the way this field's been playing, Mike, is that the snake is not that dominant. You're looking at the snake on your screen right now. We talk about it all weekend. We have to because it's the most important bunker on the field. Now, the thing about the snake, this particular snake layout, is it's not one of those, super dominant ladder snakes where you throw a ton of bodies and you never stop throwing bodies and it's a complete bloodbath in there.
Yeah.
That's not one of these snakes. Now, but the more skilled snake players are the ones we're really seeing kind of step up and really help their teams, because you got to get a little crafty in there. You got to dig deep and really work on your fundamentals. It's not one of those where you just keep flooding bodies in. Now because of that, you're watching a lot of guys work the Dorito side as well. So
looks like they've been just flying down that Dorito side. So that's definitely
exactly. All right, looks like we got Laura, another sideline interview. Let's listen in.
Okay, guys, here with Nick Cornelio from FAU. Nick, I was talking to some Army guys before the game. They said they really like what you do on your D side. Talk about what you guys do over there on the Doritos.
We're just pushing really aggressive into that first Dorito and shooting that cross shot on the snake and pushing up the Dorito side real hard and countering with the snake too. So we're getting them to look both ways, getting those easy kills off the break, and then just cleaning up.
Okay, and being so strong on the Dorito side, how much does that help a guy like Travis Madrid on the snake?
Tremendously, because that gets all those guns to turn onto the Dorito side, because that's who's shooting at him, and then he could just go all the way up and do work on the Dorito side. That opens that up. Dorito side moves up, finishes it off.
Okay, team death makes you really strong as well.
Yeah, it's a team sport. You can't win if you don't have a good team. Gotta have it across the board.
Okay, team depth makes us strong too. Back to the other part of my team in the booth.
Thank you, Laura. All right, so here we go. Start of point number 2. And look at this. Talking about Travis Madrid all the way past the 50-yard line, off the bake, just absolutely destroying everybody. Look at this. I mean, there's just bodies walking off wholesale. It's never good to see if you're a Black Knight fan, when you just got guys stepping up left and right. And nice job by, again, Travis Madrid was my MVP yesterday. Also, Greg Howell playing great over here. It was Greg Howell, that first point for Florida Atlantic, running down, shooting everybody. And and again, it's that seesaw battle. When we listen to Florida Atlantic just talk about, you got to get those guns to switch. And, talk to me a little bit about that strategy. When you guys are setting game plans up, because you got a lot of aggressive guys, and you're sending guys to, actually to make plays so that the guns will switch. You can do something on the other side of the field.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's almost like we always joke, like the hook and ladder play, where you get over here and you're like, everyone's like, hey, look at me, and then we slide a guy in the snake, or we definitely try to get the guns to switch to where they're not looking at a certain part of the field, and that we can get in there to definitely make a punch through that spot.
Exactly, and there's a lot of strategy involved in this. So as far as and you're going to see the same guys. It's positional. In case you just are watching paintball for the first time, you basically have 3 positions on the field. You have your front guys, your attackers, and you have your mid-inserts. They're kind of like the linebackers. Yeah. They should be able to go anywhere, do anything. They can fill holes. They're reading the field. They're looking at the variables, and they're making those quick dynamic moves to support the front players, sometimes take over for the front players. And then you got your back players. Right. That's what Mike does. Mike also very versatile. But the thing with the back players, you tell me a little bit. You break down the back player role.
Well, back player role, you definitely shoot a lot of paint, of course.
Absolutely.
You always want to get your 1G. That's one of your main things on your job is, hey, I want to pull a G right off the get, help my team out at, huge. You shoot someone off the side, your job's almost halfway done.
Yep.
Then basically you're just talking to your team the whole time, telling them where they're at, helping them out, finding out what they need to get down the field and go make kills happen.
Yeah, exactly. And you're kind of like quarterbacking everything essentially. But the biggest thing, and this is why Mike is so good, if you're a back guy, you got to be a monster gunfighter. You have to be really good at engaging in those high risk gunfights and coming out on top the majority of the time.
Right. Especially when you're down, if you can make a good gunfight go, and then you can turn around the game.
All right, so the score is 2-0 in favor of Florida Atlantic, putting on the Black Knights right now. Man, he's definitely getting down here. And what I love is he's right past. He goes into snake one, goes right past it. He doesn't. He's taking what they give him. If no one's putting paint on him, he's going to get past that spot and try to do work.
There he goes. He's going to smoke this guy in the tower. Oh no, the guy's.
Ooh, did he come out into a ball? Ooh, almost came up. That was almost a mistake.
That coach told him right where he was at the perfect time, save that guy in the tower, because otherwise Travis is going to come up and give him something. Yeah, and that's Chris Dubois right there, the coach for Army, and he is just bird-dogging Travis Madrid, but it does not matter because there is no one left alive, as, again, continuing to play very well on both sides of the field. It's not just Travis Madrid. It's also the players that are doing work on that Dorito side for Florida Atlantic. It's almost the same thing like we were saying, where, as soon as he dives in the snake, there's immediately 3 guns looking this way. Mm-hmm. So there's only 2 people looking at the Dorito side, so they're just running now just running wholesale down the Dorito side.
And again, it's about you shift those guns. You got Travis getting in here in the snake, and he starts chopping guys up, and as soon as those guns switch to him. Another crucial element to think about, too, is that you see the top left-hand portion of your screen, you see that stand-up blue temple. Now, from that spot, again, paintball game angles. That guy, if he shoots on the snake side of the field, can get an angle. You're looking at the bunker. And so basically what he can do is if he has his gun up on the snake side of the field, if the opposing player starts coming down that snake and gets past the 50-yard line, he is able to slot a stream of paintballs in past that little nub, the second spot of the Dorito, right between that can and the little cake, and he's able to put a stream of paintballs in there, and he can get a shot on the pack of the snake player from that temple. So you watched on that last point, the good snake players, they know that by now. They know that if somebody's in that temple, they can't really progress up the field right there if that guy is shooting that lane. And as soon as Travis shot that guy out of that temple, boom, immediately past snake 2, gets past the 50-yard line. But you have to shoot that guy, or at least put him in order to make that move.
Yeah. It's amazing how, too, the paintballs will, even at different times, they'll start to drip over the bunkers, and even if you think you're low enough, still they can just drop it, barely shoot right over the top of the bunker, and it'll just drip right in on them.
Yeah, because there is an arc. There is an arc to the paintballs. Paintballs are traveling right around 300 feet per second. That's the maximum allowed limit. And below that, everyone tries to ride the lightning as much as you can. We know about that. But at the same time, when you shoot a paintball, it does have an arc to it, so you can get those drop shots in on people. All right, here we're about to watch the breakout. You're looking at Army on your screen right now. All right, so heavy guns up in a very aggressive play from Army, Black Knights, all the way to the 50-yard line. Mike, I've only seen one guy die all weekend trying to make that move. I don't know why guys aren't doing it more often.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely, he's trying to hold out the snake right now, but then Travis comes over the top and gives it to him. But, yeah, it was definitely a good holdout. He's definitely trying to slow Travis down from getting in the snake, but, it's still, the tower shot him in the back as Travis filled in. Now also too, they're in the snake working their way down. This looks like a good game going to work for the Knights. We got the tower holding them out from coming to the snake. Here it comes, coming down the snake. There we go. Oh, there's only one left, I think. It's definitely going to start to get dicey now. There you go. That's about it.
Look at this. Army getting on the board now, and they needed this.
Yeah.
You cannot let that 3-point spread go farther. 6 minutes and 2 seconds left on the clock. And in this situation, Mike, and we've been here so many times, your team's down.
Yep.
What do you say to your boys in the pit when you're facing a situation like this?
We always joke around how it's it's like quicksand. So, as you're going down points, the more and more you try, you're falling quicker down into this quicksand. Sometimes it's like that where you come out with aggressive play and really work your way out of a hole. So it'll be interesting to see if they come out aggressive again or how they're going to come out for their next play.
I really like that game plan, man.
Yeah, nice.
It's impressive to see because it's counterintuitive. You have a situation where you would think, we're down 3 points, we're getting chopped up. Let's just get out to our bunkers alive, which is key. But that's not why they're losing these points. They're not necessarily losing a ton of bodies off the break. They are losing a couple. But what they're really not doing is they're not taking that ground. Paintball is a game of getting aggressively pushing up the field, taking as much ground, getting into that red zone. You see the bunkers are color-coded for a reason. That's to highlight the importance of them. Blue, obviously, the less important bunkers. Yellow, a little bit brighter color. And then red, that fiery red, that's the most important part of the field. And you get the Black Knights down 3 points, like you were saying, great metaphor, the quicksand. It absolutely is like that. Because the further you get trapped in that abyss of the point spread, the harder it is to come back. And now you got themselves a 2-point spread instead of a 4. That's massive. They're totally still in this game with 6 minutes and 2 seconds left to play in the first half.
Well, it's like the guy goes up to the X, didn't shoot anybody, didn't do anything, but he kept Travis out of the snake for, a good, 30, 40 seconds. And then all of a sudden, he gets shot, not a big deal. But then the can takes over that lane, and then Travis made a move, shoots, the guy comes all the way down the snake.
That's some good play. So let's see if the Black Knights can continue this. And again, I love the fact that they came out hard and heavy, aggressive, making those dominant moves. And it really, because again, paintball, you got to exert your will on the other team. You act and make them react.
Hopefully they'll do the same again.
On the breakout, you're looking at Florida Atlantic. And they are trying to get in that snake. You see they're gun battling on the snake side of the field. That's what you want to see out of these guys. A couple of the teams we saw, they're standing body language, trying to get in there. Nice job. Able to get, and he gets...
That can's been shooting him coming into snake 1. They've been holding that guy in that can, shooting him in the pack as he comes in.
That's a great strategic move to put someone in that, Catfish was calling that the safety valve. And what that does, basically, again, safety valve, it's not letting the aggressive moves happen on the snake side of the field.
Hopefully this guy in the Dorito will shoot one of these guys in the Dorito here from the snake, but they're doubled up in that Dorito over there, and I can't believe the guy's hanging off the back of that Dorito for so long and still alive. Oh,
yeah.
There we go.
And they make a little room for him. So now Black Knights past the 50-yard line. This is good. They have good field position right now. And I don't know if this guy, I mean, he has great shots across field.
Oh, there we go.
And there we go. Okay.
Maybe not.
I think, did he flat out miss him?
Yeah.
Yeah, finally I was like, how did he miss that shot? That's one of those things, a lot of times you get so flustered because you're like, oh my God, I got somebody's back. And you just rip a stream of balls. Yeah, you couldn't hit the broadside of a barn at that point. That's why I always tell guys, look, aim, man.
Yeah, aim.
Shoot less paintballs and aim more.
Exactly.
And here come the Black Knights streaking up the field.
Oh, there we go. Back center just got hit a couple times. There we go. Uh-oh.
Oh, penalty.
Red. Very dangerous.
Yeah. Never want to see the red flags fly in the air.
Blood in the water.
Yes, there's 2 types of penalties. You have a major and a minor. The red flags thrown by the referees indicate a major penalty is about to be assessed on one of the teams. And and the yellow flags are the minor penalties. And the major penalties, 2-minute major, got to serve the whole time. And the minor penalties, 1-minute minors. And we've seen a lot of penalties. We saw no penalties. Well, I wouldn't say no penalties yesterday. We saw a few penalties yesterday. Today has been a penalty-riddled day, so far at least.
I think the penalty was for when the guy ran through there at the end. I think he got clipped from the back center guy and still went to bunker that. It was totally unnecessary, too, because, I mean, they were already closing in.
Yeah.
You know, it's a shame when that happened, especially when they were actually making a push, and, now it's 3-2 right there.
It's those little mental mistakes sometimes.
Inches.
Inches. And now they're going to have to start down a body.
Yeah.
And on the power play, so now Florida Atlantic's going to be on the power play, and you're starting with 20% less bodies.
Yes.
And you look at, 4 bodies, 7-5, it's not that bad. But the big thing is the gun.
Yeah.
Having that gun off the break and is big. So, but these guys should be training for that. It's one of those things, you'll go and run the skeleton crew on purpose so that it's just like anything else, man. You need reps. You need to burn that into your muscle memory and into how you methodically play through a point when you're down bodies.
The biggest thing I'm going to be interested in is see how they come out. Do they come out strong and try to just say, hey, we're down a body, let's go risk and let's go get the ground, or do they go with the tight like a pocket and try to shoot someone to try to even it out 4-4?
Yeah, it is going to be interesting. And that's always the roll of the dice. What do we do? Do we keep bodies in? Do we try to spread the field? And also, that's totally going to be dictated by the actual layout of the field. Yeah. So let me ask you this. Okay, let's say you're the coach. You got 4 bodies. Where would you put those 4 bodies?
It depends on what you want to do. If you want to roll the dice, man, I don't know. It seems like, if you could slow them down real well, I mean, you could go 2 wide. You could definitely try to get 1 in the big Dorito and 1 in the snake, or go something, or at least in the brick, and try to spread them out a little bit so that they can't go. But you definitely need the tower. The tower is going to be definitely a hold bunker, and then throw one shooter in the back center, see who can you shoot, and go from there.
Yeah, and you better shoot somebody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who do you know you can shoot? That guy. Perfect. Do it.
And that's and that's why somebody like you will play those points a lot, because we know that if I put Mike in the back center, I'm going to have a really good chance of getting a kill off the break.
Try.
So take me through that? What's your mind state? You're down bodies. I'm sorry. You have a penalty. You got your boy in the box. You need to shoot someone off the break. What's going through your mind in the seconds right before that point starts?
Definitely. I definitely like to take a peek out and kind of judge, like, okay, is that guy going to try to run deep on me, or because if he runs deep, I'm going to have a really good shot for him in the corner, or something like that. Or hey, is he going to hold up? Is there going to be an edger coming out with him? So I'll be like, I'll just hold that lane, let him go through it, and then also his edger buddy coming with him. Maybe try to pick up either 1 or 2 of both of them, and that's really that's what I like to try to get as many bodies running through a lane as I can.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's the thing is a lot of people don't understand. when you're trying to shoot guys running out to a corner, the best way is not to follow them with your stream of paintballs. Right. You want to just put a lane and let them run through that lane where they're going to go.
Exactly.
You can do it both ways, but
you have to be real good at the leading.
You got to be real good at the leading. That's harder to do.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. We got a G.
Yeah, they got a G off the break, and it looks like, and here comes Travis Madrid for Florida Atlantic. And you can see him there, bottom portion of your screen. He's in that insert bunker, but Black Knight's already into Snake 2. Yeah, 2 Gs, so just 3 bodies left alive for Florida Atlantic. And then player digging out from that back center, trying to get into the stand-up temple. Now, he's going to have that shot. That's the shot I was talking about. You can see that. You can almost see it from that last angle where he's getting that, basically, look, that's the direct drive. Yeah, look at that. Boom, that's the angle right there. And then, boom, he gets into Snake 1. So both guys have an angle for the Black Knight player who's going to try to advance around this bunker. He can't do that right now. He's going to have to stay in that spot because if he comes around, he's going to get shot on that drop shot.
What are we at, 3-on-3 right now?
And it looks like it's 3-on-3. Both teams, 3 bodies left alive, and a pretty even cross-field spread. Exactly. No, actually better. Florida Atlantic making moves on that Dorito side.
Oh. Wow, coming out real wide, real risky.
Yeah, it was Medina.
Oh, there we go.
Kenneth Medina. That was, I like that. That
was nice.
He's getting a little jiggy with it down there. I like that. Real proactive in here, Medina, and he is just going to get run down. So a little too little. I guess a little bit, not enough.
Not enough.
He was balling a little bit, but missed his shot. Actually, that was Adam Pontrich in there. Pontrich for Army.
Almost like he didn't commit enough. He was right there, right on the edge, almost getting the leg shot, and then just didn't commit enough to make it happen. If he would have, though, that could have been a big game changer right there.
That would have been a huge game changer. But now the score is going to be 4-2 in favor of Florida Atlantic. Anyone's game at this point. Tons of paintball left to play. 2 minutes and 23 seconds left on this clock here in the first half. You can see the referees out there cleaning the bunkers. And they're cleaning the bunkers because, those paintballs explode in that bunker, and then the players run in and start rubbing up against it, which creates some confusion. If you're all of a sudden you're the ref and you're looking over and you see this giant glowing yellow beacon on someone's shoulder or elbow, you immediately are going to think, oh, that guy's got a hit on him. I'm going to go pull a penalty. And that's why they clean those bunkers.
That's the reason why, too, you'll see him going in a lot to, go check him, and you're like, oh, why is that ref, keep going in there? Because, he sees something, he sees a little glow or something. Yeah. What's that? What do you have over there on
Exactly.
you?
What is going on? Are you playing with a hit? Because we're looking for him today.
Yes. Oh, you've seen the red on the water. It's coming.
We've seen a lot of red in the air today so far. Yeah. Lots of red. Yeah. Red flags flying all over the place.
Yeah, it's we always joke around too because it's really not worth it to get a flag on this because if you lose a point, you come back, you can make it back up real quick. You get a penalty and then you have to start down, then you lose 2 points, and then then you go back into that quicksand again, and it's rough.
Yeah, well, no. Both teams fighting hard right now, and got to give it up to the Black Knights, man. This is a team that a couple years ago really didn't present much of an obstacle to some of the better teams out here, and I would consider Florida Atlantic one of the better teams now. And to see them keeping this real even and also stepping up and coming into their own, it's impressive, and it just lends that whole talking about the progression of the talent level in collegiate paintball.
Right. They definitely had a chance to win that last point with a body down. I mean, it was right there for them to grab it. So,
yeah, it was. All right, so let's see if they can get some production out of their squad. Got Peyton Johnson out there walking on the field for Army. And we also talked about this before, but you have to keep speaking about it's about depth. And you've been on some teams with some depth before. Yeah. But how much of an advantage is it playing a team where you're looking at your lineup and you can put anybody out there and you're going to get some stellar performance, well, on their good days at least. Yeah. But that being said, paintball is a very physical activity. And you're out here, you're playing in the sun. It's not that hot today. Actually, beautiful. This is perfect paintball weather right now. Slight breeze. But, you're from Florida. You know what it's like to play in the heat and having to play a ton of points in a row. And so the teams with the greater amounts of depth, you just have more horses to run. So it's easier to as you get deeper into the tournament, and you're going to have to get deeper into your roster.
Right. And, and like you say, you can only ride on the horses so long. You know, you're good players.
Yeah.
You know, they can only go so many times at their best before you start to get a little sloppy, or you're just tired. There's so many points you can run before your body finally starts to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter how good a shape you're in. Eventually, the machine will start to slow down. Chris Tregarthen, last year, he's one of the standout stars on Cal State Long Beach. And last year, I mean, this is a guy who runs triathlons. Right. And they had around him so many points that even a guy who's in the best physical shape you can be in, still, you can see it. He's starting to get a little tired towards the end of the tournament.
Fatigue, yeah. Oh, awesome.
Looks like Black Knights. So both teams losing a player trying to get out on the snake side of the field. And it looks like, when West Point losing another player, and then right off of that.
Watch this burrito guy.
Ooh, did he clip him?
I don't know. He looked close.
Florida Atlantic is playing awesome over here, though. That's Greg Howell. The combo of Greg Howell and Madrid over here on this snake side is going to be rough for some teams.
Yeah,
it's going to be rough, man. They're both very talented. Greg Howell, so fluid of a player. And another thing, and this is such an important note, and if you're listening in at home and you want to know how to play better paintball, you need to aggressively push down the field, but you need to do it smart. And you just watched Howell right there. Howell making his way down the snake, but he's doing it in an aggressive way, but he's doing it smart. You saw as soon as that body dropped off, boom, he makes his move. And he's
controlled aggression.
Absolutely. Yeah. Controlled aggression. And the better teams are really starting to up their energy level and really starting to master this field.
Yeah, and you can definitely see, too, when they start to pair him up with other people, your guy that's helping you get down the snake. Mm-hmm. When they start pairing up really good people, so that, one guy dives the snake, the other guy's watching over him, so that the next guy's filling out, he's shooting those guys. I mean, then you can really just fly down the side. It'll be interesting to see how much faster they can go.
Yeah, and talk to me a little bit about how when you first start out playing an event and you haven't played the field very much, maybe practice it a little bit, got a couple days under your belt. But as the event progresses, you're scouting other teams, you're watching other players, you're seeing what guys are doing out there. Talk to me about that.
Well, it's really interesting to see, how, everybody plays every bunker different. It just depends on their style of play. And you start to pick up tendencies. You're like, okay, as soon as this guy gets there, if no one's shooting him, he's going.
Yes.
Or, hey, this guy's smarter. He looks around, he kind of goes and, and really plays it out. So you really get to know what there is so you can actually counter that, so we can actually have no one shoot at that guy but a guy waiting for him to go.
Yes.
So it does help to scout. You got to scout everybody, but, it does make it better when you can really more anticipate what they're going to do.
Yes. That's huge.
You look over to the side, the side who's out there, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, here's Travis. You're like, oh, he's running some. He's going to the tower or the brick, guaranteed.
Yeah,
or the snake, one of the three.
One of the three.
So let's put some guns on there.
And he's doing damage.
Yes.
And it's paintball. It's funny, and we talk about this a lot, but it's like, look, it's a relatively simple game with all these intricate things that come in. So it's like, look. Travis is going down the snake side of the field. He hasn't gone on the trio side yet. And but okay, he's coming at you.
Yep.
You got to stop him. And that's the good thing about some of these players. It's like, look, man, I'm coming at you. I'm coming down the snake side. Stop me. Go ahead, try to stop me.
Try. And they did well in that can stopping them, which I'm surprised they haven't put anybody back in there. But you never know. It's always hard. Things are going a million miles an hour when you're down there. Up here, you're like, oh, why don't they do this? But when they're down there, things are going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, and that's the thing. But that's paintball. That's the high level of paintball. You're taking in all these variables, watching the start of this next point, and you're trying to turn that information into action. All right, so here we go. The score is 5-2. Just a minute and 18 seconds remaining here in the first half, and Army drops another player off that drill side. Looks like they have 4 bodies.
And they lost one too. So there's, we're down 1-1 on each side.
So both team with 4 bodies alive. It looks like I'm trying to count the bodies on Army. It looks like I only see 3, but somebody might be hiding. Oh, and they lose another player. So look for Travis to get in the snake. Makes his move into the snake. Travis Madrid, super consistent over here. And trying to get a shot cross field, and he does. And Army trying to put some sort of aggression going on.
I wonder if the Knights started down 1 again. They had problems one of the points when it was, I think it was like 1-0, and they couldn't get a guy out to the box in time. the starting box. So I'm wondering if they had another guy not come out again. It's hard when you're mixing lines and get people in, and you have 10 guys in a pit, and you're like, all right, I need you, and you, and then someone doesn't hear their name or doesn't know they were on that line, and they don't go out there. It's always a rough, then you end up starting down one guy.
And then we sit up here and hate on him and criticize and condemn, which is our job.
Why didn't they send someone out? Weird.
That was ridiculous. How come nobody went out there? I can't believe that guy got a late start.
Yeah.
Little do you know, it was probably insane craziness in the pit. Had to wipe 5
going.
hits off and couldn't get his air filled, or maybe the connection didn't work, or
gun stopped working,
or something. Had to borrow his buddy's gun. You never really know what's going on in the pits.
Yeah.
And then he sprints out there and doesn't make it out in time. We're just up here like, can't believe that guy didn't make it out in time. That's ridiculous. Mental error, which is true. I mean, it's the coach's job and the leaders on the team to make sure that you get guys out there. I mean, come on, man. You need to get 5 bodies out there every possible time that you're allowed to have 5 bodies up. Another thing that's frustrating, too, is if you get a guy running out last minute, they only have 2 minutes in between points.
Yep.
And if you get a guy that's flustered in cleaning himself up and paints up, airs up, gets his new game plan, runs out there, and if he doesn't get out in time to kind of center himself, at least a couple seconds, he sprints out there, runs, puts his thing in, the horn blows, and you're kind of already out of it a little bit.
Your mental's way down. Yeah. We always joke around how it's like it's almost like you're going into a pits. You're going there, getting your tires changed. People are wiping you off. It is. I mean, things are going just so fast in there. Coaches talking to you as you got your head down, trying to get some water. They're putting pods in you, and
then somebody gets, and then one of the pit crew gives you your goggles back, like, dude, I still can't see out of these.
Just the poured water on
some
them.
Gatorade. And the guy's just like, here you go. And you're like, or you look at your pack, and be like, dude, this hit would still be called. Come on, man, help me out. So it's rough in the pit sometimes. 2 minutes is rough, and this is also for the guys. So they don't you don't really get to rest. That's why people are like, well, okay, I see these guys and they run the snake and they're not really, it's not like they're running a marathon. But the thing is that a lot of times, and this is another one of those composure things, is that you need to breathe when you're out there.
Right.
You'll have some guys that you'll be playing their bunkers and you're out of breath. And I mean, how are you out of breath? It's not like you were sprinting. I mean, you sprinted to your bunker, but how far did you run? 30 feet, 40, 50 feet.
Yeah.
And then you dive in and you're playing, but it's almost like you're doing yoga poses in there the entire day. Essentially, if you're in the snake, you're constantly on your knees, and then you're posting up using all your core, and that kind of starts to drain you after a while.
Well, and also with your adrenaline pumping, and then all your muscles are tight. You're trying to do these things, and your muscle is so tight. And I used to wrestle back in the day for ever, and I was like, Hell Week, it wasn't that bad, and then all of a sudden you come out there and you play a day of paintball, you're like, God, I'm sore in these weird spots, and it's like,
I'll be like, how can I can run 12 miles, but I just played a game of X-ball. It is what it is. And then, like you said, as the point starts, you go back in the pits, you don't get time to rest, you get geared up. All right, here, let's see if the Black Knights can get something going here. They're down 4 points as we got 20 seconds left in this first half. And they're losing bodies wholesale. Again, 3 players walking off at the same time. That's not a good thing to see if you're the coach standing on the sidelines going, come on, guys. Stay alive. And here comes Greg Howell, trying to aggressively push the field. And looks like he got clipped at some point.
And there it is.
So we are going to head in to halftime with our score 6-2. So talk to me, Mike, a little bit about how hard is it to build a paintball team, and how much work goes into getting a paintball team to the to a higher level of play.
It's really hard. I mean, just to get the group of guys together and to keep them together is so hard, because also too, you start to get kids that come in there, and you're help training them and getting them going, and all of a sudden they get really good, and then all of a sudden there's another team goes, hey, you're a really good paintball player, why don't you come play on our team, and then they go play on another team, so you're constantly training and getting kids to come in. Then you have great friends that through the years. I mean, it's always so funny how we always say it's like a reunion when you come to a tournament, because you're like, oh man, I haven't seen you in months. And it's really good though. We have a real good, it's almost like a family of, when paintball is together. It's awesome. Yeah.
All right, looks like Laura has Peyton Johnson from Army down on the sidelines. Let's check it out.
Okay. All right, so I'm here with Peyton Johnson from Army. Peyton, what are you seeing from these guys out there? They're really punching you guys in the mouth early.
We scouted them out. They're really hitting the D side hard. They got a nice big wall out there. They got some guys that can really shoot. And their snake side, they're relentless in that snake. We got to figure out a way to come back from that, hold them up in that snake brick or the snake temple.
Okay, one of the reasons why they're so relentless in the snake is Travis Madrid. What are you seeing from him? He's an absolute beast.
He's finding a way to get under our lanes, get in there. They got good get. Their guys are in the back are snapping in our laners, and they're doing a good job getting that in there. So.
Okay, what's the main thing you guys need to do in the second half?
Stop the snake, definitely. If we can stop that snake, then we can work up the snake side, get our guy up there, and get cross shots onto the D side.
Okay, thanks, Peyton, and good luck.
Thank you.
And guys, actually, this half is going to be 10 minutes long. They're extending it because the air tank over here in the Army side, the Army tent, is actually empty. It's not working. So you got to refill that thing, get things going again, and get these guys some air.
So yeah, a few technical difficulties. All right, so we're heading into halftime here. The score is 6-2 in favor of Florida Atlantic. We'll be right back after a few messages. Do not go anywhere.
Hi, I'm Todd Martinez, and I'm here to tell you about the future. The sport of paintball is moving in a new direction, and I can bring you to the doorstep of tomorrow. Paintball's always relied on 68 caliber paintballs. Not really exciting. Introducing
250 cal, the future of paintball.
68 cal is too small and is easy to miss your target. With our new 250 cal, you are always guaranteed to hit something. You'll save a fortune on all those thousands of paintballs you used to buy.
250 cal.
Empire's #1 goal has always been to grow paintball. Our top secret miracle enhancement formula enables us to farm thousands of acres of 250 cal.
250 cal.
New 250 cal guns are currently being developed, but adapters for your current markers are already available. Turn your boring gun into a machine of destruction. Get over 8 shots from your 4500 tank.
250 cal.
As you can see with this chart,
and know that Empire Paintball works hard to protect our planet.
Hi, I'm Todd Martinez, and I'm here to tell you about the future. The sport of paintball is moving in a new direction, and I can bring you to the doorstep of tomorrow. Paintball's always relied on 68 caliber paintballs. Not really exciting. Introducing
250 cal, the future of paintball.
68 cal is too small and is easy to miss your target. With our new 250 cal, you are always guaranteed to hit something. You'll save a fortune on all those thousands of paintballs you used to buy.
250 cal.
Empire's #1 goal has always been to grow paintball. Our top secret miracle enhancement formula enables us to farm thousands of acres of 250 cal.
250 cal.
New 250 cal guns are currently being developed, but adapters for your current markers are already available. Turn your boring gun into a machine of destruction. Get over 8 shots from your 4500 tank.
250 cal.
As you can see with this chart, the sport was taking a step backward with the development of 50 cal. But with 250 cal, get ready for 250 times more fun. Would you choose a smart car over a monster truck? Small gun, big gun, small boobs, big boobs?
Bigger is better. 250 cal.
All right, so we are back heading into the second half of this game. Army taking on Florida Atlantic, and it's been pretty much all Florida Atlantic here, at least in the second part of the first half. I'm Matty Marshall. I got Mike Paxson up here from Team Ironman, one of the most legendary teams on the planet. So, Mike, what do you think that Florida needs to do? What do you think the Black Knights need to do to get back in this game?
Well, I mean, they were talking about keeping them out of the snake and, and really trying to push down those Dorito side better. So, I mean, if they can apply that, I think they'll do real good. They had some really good points, and then also some points where they could have turned it around and kept it a real close game. So I think that, especially being aggressive. Every game that they've been aggressive, they've put points on the board.
Oh, absolutely. And again, paintball, game of aggression.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to take ground, and you have to fight fire with fire.
Yeah.
And they did that at the very beginning of the game. Remember, they went down that three points, and then they came back with that really aggressive game plan. But it's like their player was saying, they're getting shut down. And I really wanted to talk about this, and I thought this was a great point, is that, we're talking about Travis Madrid and Howell and these Snake guys, and they're the ones that get all the glory. But just like they were saying, it's those back players that are putting the other players in that allow those guys to do those moves, the unsung heroes like yourself. I mean, You're one of those guys. I was one of those guys, at least in the later part of my career. And it was like, it's a frustrating thing if you're the back guy because you're doing a lot of the dirty work and you don't get a lot of the glory.
Right. You're like a lineman. You're a lineman in football. You just, you get in the trenches and keep working all the time. But it does, when they can't shoot anything, it's real easy to move down the field.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Start of the first point of the second half. 6-2 is the score. And big move all the way to the Snake for Army. Love that. Pass immediately into Snake 2, and he's having a great shot cross field on that stand-up. Oh, wow, he just flat out missed that shot?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is he has to push into that bunker.
Get real tight.
Yeah, he's got to push in, get tight, which is legal. You can do that. You're looking at the Snake player for Army right now. And if he pushes in, he's able to shoot that bunker.
Oh, there we go, getting in the Snake.
Ooh, Travis almost gets shot there. Got to play tight in these spots, especially in this Snake. This Snake, you got to play tight. You need to. Oh, and speaking of not playing tight, Travis Madrid, and so far a rare mental mistake for him, looks directly up into a paintball. And now Army all the way past the 50-yard line.
On both sides.
On both sides, yeah.
They're definitely attacking, which is nice. So if they keep this up, man, they're going to put some points on the board.
Oh, nice job by Howell. Howell's playing great, man. That's some counterpunch paintball right there. That needs to be done. You get a guy, he's a thorn in your side. He's got to come off the field. Greg Howell making that quick, dynamic move and able to take out Pontrich for Army. And Pontrich is one of the reasons that Army's even as close as they are, just to have 2 points on the board. Here we go. Looks like we got a 2-on-1 situation. Army trying to make this a 3-point match right now. Let's see if they can, 2-on-1. All you have to really do is just start spreading the field, and when you're engaged, don't play dumb. Let the other guy make the move, and there we go. It's exactly what happened. Johnson, big 40 number 42, Big Johnson for Army, was able to get in the Snake, and you see that as soon as if it's 1-on-2, and you're involved in a lot of these, you're the one a lot of times. So talk to me about that. Let's say you're the one. How do you mentally work through trying to even it up to a 1-on-1 and win that point?
Well, just like you said, if they spread the field right and really open up your angles, it's hard. You're playing like this. You're just you're stuck in the bunker as tight as you can. The best is when they both go stick together. They want to be hold hands and play together. That's the best because you have complete dominance on them. You can you got a lot of room in your bunker to play around with. That's what you really like. You like to, and at that point, I don't mind getting in gun battles with people because the worst thing to happen is you shoot one guy and then it's back down to a 1-on-1.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that's what you want. If you're the one, my whole mental state at that point is like, let somebody make a mistake.
Yes. Just
go to sleep, please. Try to take too big of a bump, or come directly at me. That's even better, because then if they're lined up, like you were saying, that's great, man. Hopefully, please hold hands.
Yeah, please.
Please just come in the same line. Don't spread the field, because the thing is that if 2-on-1, if the two play like they should never lose. You should never, ever, ever lose a 2 or especially a 3-on-1, which is what makes it so great to pull those off.
Yes. That's the only glory the back guy gets.
That's the only glory the back guy gets. So if you're a back guy out there, start winning 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s, even 4 or 5-on-1s occasionally. It can be done. We've done it before. But if you do that, then you get the hero status. But the thing is how you do that is the other guys have to make mistakes. Because if they play smart and they play right, you're doing this. Oh, God. Can't come out. Can't come out this side. And then pretty soon you're getting that, quadruple tapped in your back, and you come off and start yelling at your boys. Come on, guys, really? Yeah. We can't get 4 alive off the break, please.
Yeah.
So this is good. Now it's 6-3 with 8 minutes and 5 seconds left. So ton of paintball left to play here in the second half of this match. If you're just tuning in, it's win or go home at this point, as the winner of this match will advance to play the University of Tennessee Volunteers. And the reason why Connecticut Huskies, Tennessee Volunteers, the Maryland Terrapins, and the Nittany Lions they're already waiting for the winners of the games that we're playing this morning. And the reason why is they won their divisions this year, so they get the bye. All right, so breakout. Looks like 5 alive for both teams. Good breakout, and immediately into the snake.
Army's starting pushing it. They're definitely going on the attack, which is nice.
And it's Pontrich again into the snake. So Pontrich is starting to do work over on this snake side of the field. And here we're seeing that
double
and he gets shot. I don't know what he was doing over there.
The last time it worked out for him, he stayed back there forever, which was amazing. And then this time, I think the coach finally told him, "Hey, you got to step back a little bit and shoot that guy."
Yeah. Now Pontrich making his move. You're looking at the Dorito side right now. Here goes Pontrich past the 50-yard line. And he's not going to have a lot to shoot at because Florida Atlantic players are just dying in droves over on the Dorito side of the field. Pontrich in the snake, and you can see he's looking at 2 bodies in front of him. It's Hal and Madrid. And Hal and Madrid are now on their heels. And they're fighting for their lives in those bunkers. I mean, look at their body language in there. Mike, they're getting tight. There's not a lot of room for them to play out of there right now, especially with Army being where they are. There we go. Nice move. He's going to take out. Oh, look at this on the stunt. That was nice. It was Johnson cutting inside.
I can't believe they haven't pulled this guy on the area because I thought he shot him in the arm, but I guess not.
It looked like Pontrich traded out with Howell. You can see Pontrich is even saying, "Hey, look, check his arm, check his arm."
Yeah.
But it looks like maybe the ref believed that Pontrich was hit first.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's when a penalty should be called. You know, if one guy comes down and the referee cleans one guy off and puts the other guy in, and if it's not a close trade-off. If it's close, I hate when they call penalty on something that's close. That always irks me.
Yep.
But if it's pretty blatant, you know, then that's when penalties are set. So Hal's still alive. Lucky. So this is an unfortunate turn of events for Army.
And a penalty.
Oh, and they get a penalty. So Army trying to fight back in on the strength of Johnson and Pontrich's play. But penalty gets assessed, and
that's a hard point to lose right there.
That's a hard point to lose because now we're going to have a 4-point spread. It's going to be 7-4 with just under 6 minutes remaining. So still a lot of time as we watch that last game. I mean, such an amazing match. And if you guys missed out this morning's battle, that was one of the best paintball games, period, I've seen this year. And I've been to every paintball event so far and seen some amazing battles. And that was awesome. I mean, we're talking about it was a seesaw battle back and forth. Ohio went up a point, and then Florida came back, put up 4 unanswered. Then Ohio came back and ended up going up by 2 with only 1:45 seconds left. And then Florida, they fight back. Gators, they fight back, score 2 points in 1:45 seconds.
So rough.
And then sudden death overtime, epic one-on-one battle with a guy in the penalty box. It was great. It was a very dramatic game. Florida ends up getting the win. So let's see if the Black Knights can come back. It's possible.
Oh, they were very aggressive that game. That's a hard point to lose right there. They were definitely up there and everything, and just couldn't pull out the win. Couldn't pull out the point on that one.
It's unfortunate because I really like that team. They're good guys. Obviously, they're the West Point Black Knights. So these are some of the future leaders of our boys that are heading into the battles that are existing in the world, and they have a lot of mental composure, I think, and also just the ability and the will to really build up that franchise, build up that squad, man, over the years. They keep getting better, and it's really cool to see the progression, both in the individual players and in the team as a whole, which is what you guys are trying to do right now with the Ironman. You have some younger guys that you brought on the team, and for some paintball fans, just let people know what's going on with Ironman right now. Who'd you pick up?
We just picked up Kat. We had Kat from last year, but he's starting to develop more, and he's becoming just a great paintball player. And then the old guys that we have left are the old guys, but we have Billy Wing, Miko, me, and Scott Kemp and Shorty, which we have a nice solid 5, but it's the same thing like horses.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so here we go again. Pontrich in the snake for the Black Knights. They just cannot stop him, and he's just chopping up. And now major penalty, it looked like. And the penalties are just rife this event so far. Sorry, this day. The Black Knights trying to get into it. So Pontrich is going to get run down, and he's going to trade out. So that was actually I mean, Pontrich is Vogel, Dietrich Vogel.
We have a one-on-one situation here.
Yeah, it looks like a one-on-one.
I think Army has 2 in the box too.
Yeah, there's 2 in the box.
Yeah.
It's not good to see.
Yeah, you need to get one of those out.
You know, so if you're the player for the Black Knights right now, you're basically just going to be just chilling until you get your guys back. Engage with the guy, but don't try not to get in those. When you're in a one-on-one situation, you want to try to lose the guy or have the guy lose you and then try to shoot him in the side. You don't want to just sit there and snap shoot, gun battle each other. That's the low percentage play. You have to do that.
Yeah.
That's definitely part of the one-on-one battle.
Right.
And that's why you train so much for that. But that's not the preferred way to win a one-on-one.
Right, exactly. And especially right now, you know, especially in X-ball, you don't want to have to exactly. You want to win it, but you cannot lose. You have to at least shoot each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, they're definitely Army should definitely. There we go. Get another one out. Now we got a 2-on-1 situation.
So it's Patrick Siason alive. So Siason was the one-on-one.
Nice.
Oh, so Siason gets shot out, but it looks like he. Oh, nice job. So look at this. Here comes Army. Going to put a point on the board, but man, there's only 3 minutes and 50 seconds left. Score is going to be 7-4.
I think the other guy came out of the box too, so now they're going to have a full 5. And I don't know if they're going to if the Florida guys are going to keep their guy in the box. I thought they had one in the box too, but I'm not sure. Yeah, there's one in the box still. So we'll see.
Yeah, one in the box. Wow, just penalties all over the place.
Yeah, there's 3 that point. There was 3.
Yeah. Just that 1 point.
1 point, 3 penalties. Whoa. Wow. 2 reds and a minor.
All right, so I got Mike Paxton up here watching a pretty good game. It's getting a little closer. Let's go check on the side and see what Lauren's up to.
Hey guys, I'm in the action down here in Army's tent where the air tank has been refilled. Everything's pumping in here and they're about to come off for a break, and we're going to kind of see what's going on down here. As you can see, that Army player just picked up a gun. He's going to go fill up his tank, and then we've got guys coming off over there getting new paintballs and getting ready to go. So lots of action down here. Very intense in the pit. So we're having fun down here. I don't know. I mean, we're down here. You guys are sitting pretty up there. This is where all the fun is, where all the action is.
Oh, stop with the flirtatious comments all day long. Sitting pretty. Well, we try. Thank you. Yeah. We try. It is very nice up here.
Very nice.
We got a great view. Breeze coming through. It's a beautiful day today, too. Day. No heat. The humidity's completely gone. I feel like I'm in Southern California again.
Right? Yeah, same.
Yeah. People talking about the heat. We're up there in the shade, and elevated so we get the breeze. Yeah. And so Army... The interesting thing about the pits is that that's where all the behind-the-scene action is going on. That's why we call it the pits, because it's chaotic. There's, like we were talking about before, you're getting cleaned off, you're getting your game plan. And the big thing is that you see these guys go out here and play on the field, and then they go back in the pits, but there's no rest for them. I mean, you do it to try to catch your breath, but you're getting pods stuffed in your back. You're getting guys wiping you down. Somebody grabs your gun and go to fill it, or maybe you go fill it up. You're getting paint put in your hopper. Coaches in your ear blabbing, being like, hey, man, stop getting shot when you run after the bunker. Do this, do that. And you're just like, oh, my God. So trying to focus under pressure, that's one of the funnest things about paintball.
Yeah,
it's a test of yourself, man. Like, how much pressure can you handle?
What can you endure?
Yeah.
Well, Army going again right into the snake. They're coming attacking.
They cannot stop Pontrich in this snake. Yeah. And even though they lose 2 bodies in the center and on the Dorito side of the field, still 3 bodies left alive. So it's Siason and Pontrich for Army over here, and Howell continuing to play well for Florida Atlantic, getting into snake too. So both teams have a player in snake too. You're looking at a great shot of the Dorito side of the field, and that's why a lot of people have been going down. A lot of bunkers. So you can easily hop, skip, and a jump and make your way methodically down the field, Mike.
3-on-3 still, and we've got 2 in the snake.
But this is great for Florida Atlantic with 3-on-3. Now, the Black Knights are down 3 points. They need to win quick points, so they need to be playing aggressive. But that's tough when it's 3-on-3 and the team is in good. Your opposing team's in good field position.
Yeah, it's definitely time for Army to go get this guy out of the snake.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. You're looking at the snake battle. Here comes the highway move. Hal, nice job, Hal. Doubling up on the snake. Great job. He takes out Siason and Pontrich for Army. Great job. That's what I'm talking about. Greg Howell stepping it up. trying to assure his team a victory by taking out the guys who are in the best position on the field, and then take it to a one-on-one situation.
There you go. Yeah, 2-on-1, 2-on-1.
That was a 2-on-1.
The buzzer's not working.
Florida Atlantic playing very well all across the field. Though, hey, man, got to give it up to the Black Knights. Really starting to press the action, press the issue. But just not enough, though. And then really, sometimes, man, it is a team sport. Right. Paintball is very much a team sport. However, it does ultimately come down to the individual. Mm-hmm. How are you going to stay? It's like, don't be perfect, be clutch. We always say that. One of the biggest cliches in paintball. But you're going to hear guys scream that in huddles for decades because it is such a crucial element of the game. We don't need you to be perfect, but we need you to step up when it counts and bring out that gumption, which is such a very important part of the mental game of paintball. If you do not know what gumption is and you're trying to be a good paintball player, you need to go look up that meaning and thread that into your game. You got gumption.
Oh,
you got clutch.
Love to go get it.
Oh, man.
Well, it's just on the opposite. I mean, he pulls out the move. He runs down and gets them. The same thing would happen on the other side if the front guy of the Army would have ran down him, left him alone on the snake side with one guy left alone on the snake side, run down. It's who makes the move first and pulls it off. If he runs down the side, gets shot, and doesn't shoot anybody, well, then it's just who pulls off that move.
Yeah, and he's running down that highway, and the highway is the inside part of the snake, not by the sidelines. The reason why we call it the highway is because there's no stopping on the highway, and you're going as fast as you can. So the great job by Greg Howell, and so the dual combo of Howell and Madrid over here on the snake side of the field, combined with the great dominant gunfighting of their back players and some great play on the Dorito side to clean things up, really is what has been the difference in this match so far.
Yeah, they've and it's sad because Armies gave away a few points definitely this match, and if you have those, you factor in those inches, the inches. I mean, they're right in this game, so it's they're really two close match teams.
They are actually. I think that these teams are. They're doing the little things better. We always say win the close points.
Yeah.
You got to win the close points, and Florida Atlantic is winning those close points. All right, so just under 2 minutes to go here. The score 8-4, and it's going to be a tall order for West Point to try to press the action hard enough to enable them to score 4 to tie this up and take the sudden death overtime.
Yeah, 4 points in under 2 minutes is going to be rough. Here it comes.
Yeah, here it comes. Who's slipping and sliding, wheeling and dealing, trying to get in there. Yeah, so Dieter able to get in there. That's important. If somebody's in front of you and you're the front guy, get in there and get him off the field.
Yeah. He's especially when they're in their side. Here we go. Watch. He's probably send this one to go get him too.
Yeah, exactly. Might as well. Exactly. Clear him out. Get him off the field.
There's no reason for him to be in there shooting people on the other side of the field.
Yeah, and Siason's been playing well. I like this kid. This guy, he's pretty good, man.
Yeah, smart.
Siason, he's a front player.
Here it is.
He's a civil engineering major.
Oh.
So Siason gets run down. He's a junior for the squad, so he'll be able to rock it for Army next year as well. And it's just been all Florida Atlantic, man. You want to give it up to Army for competing and for continuing to progress their squad and get better at the sport of paintball. But Florida Atlantic is looking like a contender here at this event.
Yeah, they're definitely pushing it.
Go ahead.
Okay. I definitely think they have another gear even too to kind of drop it down to where if they really need to get pressed, they're getting pressed. I think that they can actually press the issue more and put definitely get a little more aggressive if they need to.
Yeah, I mean you can kind of see that too. I mean you're seeing these guys that are making these bold moves and they're working out for them. Greg Howell, great job on the snake side of the field today. But at the same time, I agree. I do think they could downshift a little bit and get a little bit more of the gear in there. And they're going to need it for this afternoon because when they advance, they will be taking on University of Tennessee Volunteers, who played pretty well all year, and obviously they won their division, which is why they got the bye. But I think that's going to be a great game.
Yeah,
that's going to be coming at you this afternoon. Next up, directly after this game, we have the Liberty University Flames as the wind is kicking up here. University of Flames taking on Rutgers University Scarlet Knights. We got Oliver Lang and Crystal Soy coming up here to do the commentary for that. And yeah, great paintball action coming at you. 2011 NCPA Championships. It's been great to have you up here, man. Always
Awesome.
good to get that expert commentary from one of the best back players ever to play the game. And, I mean, how many world titles you got under your belt now?
So we did two
belted up?
2 back-to-backs. That was our best. But
yeah, that's true.
Besides that, just here and there, it's always fun.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. It's great, though, because what happens is, we're about to watch the start of this next point, is that as you build your squad up and guys leave and you win championships or whatever and you got to rebuild, but it's on the backs of guys like you to try to, beat the tar out of those young kids, toughen them up, and get them ready to win some championships.
Exactly, yeah. Toughen up is definitely the word for it. They need it.
Well, they're a lot smaller than you. Even though all the kids on your team are just all these like little rip dudes, And they're just like, I'm still going to quick the tar out of you.
Army got a bad start.
Oh, yeah, Army got a bad start, but then aggressively pushing up the center of the field. It's like Syedson running all the way up to the center.
Oh, and shot the guy, too. Nice. Shot him on the run. Shot the guy with the snake on the run. That's very hard to do.
So Peyton Johnson up to the center of the field. Big Johnson in the center of the field, and he's rolling his gun on the drill side, but with 23 seconds left, it's a little bit too little too late. Great field position for Army. And I was going to say, hey, man, at this point, giddy up. Rather, hey, if you're going to go out, I'm going to go put a couple more welts on somebody. So even though they're going to advance, that they're going to at least remember that they played us.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You always want to definitely have people remember you.
Oh, absolutely. And as time ticks off, and that is going to do it. So congratulations to the Florida Atlantic Owls defeating West Point Black Knights with the final score of 9-4. And I like Greg Howell, man. I like Greg Howell on this snake side of the field. I think he looks very fluid. You can tell he's been, I don't know how long he's been playing for. But he's definitely, let's check it out. And Greg Howell's a senior, so this is going to be, unless he wants to super senior it up.
Yeah.
He's an accounting major, so
you never know.
Those accounting, you never know. Though generally speaking, the accounting majors are normally on top of their stuff. That's why they're into accounting.
Exactly.
So nice, great job by Florida Atlantic continuing to impress.
Yeah.
They are continuing to impress me. I think that's the right call. I think they got another gear to shift into, which they're going to need as they're going to advance to play the Tennessee Volunteers this afternoon at 3 o'clock. But coming up at you next, we got the Liberty University Flames and the Rutgers University Scarlet Knights. I'm also liking how these teams are playing this field. I think that we're seeing that more aggressive style come out, which is just flatly more entertaining to watch.
Yeah, definitely. But, it definitely, though, you've seen how Army, once they started that aggressive play, they definitely started putting more points up on the board.
Which goes to tell you, look, if you're out there watching, play aggressive. Paintball should be played aggressively. You have to take ground. You got to get into that red zone. And it was starting to work out for them. Like, they were getting punch-rich. Once they decided, oh, God, we're down a bunch of points, we need to start pushing into them a little bit harder than we've been. Well, let's start rolling the dice. Let's send Pontrich to the snake to the snake one off the break. He was making it every time. They could not stop him.
Couldn't stop him, yeah.
Which just goes to show you can make those moves. Those moves can be made. Also, I think the center of the field is still being underutilized, though we're starting to see guys roll a little bit up in there, a little bit more than they did yesterday, which just, again, that's because they're starting to master the field. The Dorito side continues to be dominant. You're seeing a lot of action go down around there. But I think you're also starting to see, as the guys are figuring out the angles over there, you're starting to watch more bodies come off there early.
Quick,
you're seeing guys make the moves up on the Dorito side, but a lot of them getting dinked out. And I think that's because, well, one, the snake guys are learning their shots better. Two, I think that the head-up gunfight's a little bit more active over on the Dorito side of the field.
They might be trying to get going a little too fast too. You get out there and you're like, okay, the guy's in, and then you're starting to make that move and you just get dinked, or you're trying to maybe press the issue a little too hard over there because it's so easy to go down.
Yeah. All right. Looks like Laura's down with Travis Madrid. Let's hear what he has to say about that last game.
Guys, I had a hard time convincing Travis to do this interview by himself because he wants to give a lot of credit to his teammate and other snake player, Greg Howell. Just talk about what you guys were both able to do out there.
Same thing we've been doing, just snake hard, and me and him have been switching off, giving each other breaks, so he's saving my butt, man, just taking everybody else. Everybody on the team is just playing great, so give it to everybody. So.
Okay, pretty convincing win for you guys, but Army definitely came out with some aggression. What do you see from them?
They are pretty tough, like really tough. We just had to adjust after they started saying the snake can, started shutting down the snake for a little bit, and then we just switched everything to the Dorito side, started shooting the can, and we started shooting the can, so helped the snake.
Okay, you face Tennessee next. What have you seen from them? Have you been able to scout them out?
Actually, I haven't seen Tennessee play, but I think they were watching us, so we'll see how it goes.
All right, thanks, Travis.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens with Tennessee. Travis doesn't know yet, but they looked pretty good yesterday, guys.
All right, so that's going to do it for that last game. The final score, 9-4 in favor of Florida Atlantic. Next up, coming at you, Liberty University Flames taking on Rutgers University Scarlet Knights. We will be right back. Do not go anywhere.
Things to do with Empire paintballs. You can paint a picture. You can paint a fence. You can paint your friend. But know that the paint will not remain, and Empire Paintball strives to reduce the impact of paintballs on the environment. Our RPS Advanced Formula Fill materials are all listed on the GRAS, Federal Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act list, and will not negatively affect drinking water, water table, or the field environment. Shoot the best and know that Empire Paintball works hard to protect our planet.